This is Raptor News, here to update you on the situation that's going down in Texas on the border, Del Rio. Now the 10,000 has gone to 13 to 15,000. I don't know who's counting, but they're just saying it's around 15K people underneath that bridge waiting at the border. With that said, they are going into technical difficulties now because they say they don't have enough accommodations to accommodate all 15K, and more people is pouring in by the droves every hour or something like this. So with that said, they're passing legislation and laws and restricting the air space around the border. So they have the border tightly secured, where these people, which are the Hebrew Israelites from 4 different countries, will not be able to run, hide, or do anything, totally under the mercy of what's going down underneath that bridge. They got the workers on horseback, right? Border Patrol. They got the police, and they got local, federal, and whoever else surrounding that place. Anyway, with that said, again, they don't have the accommodations. They saying the people are getting agitated, and the situation has now begun to become critical. Biden is being blamed for all of this. It looked like a situation that was set up from the jump, to go down. Now, what's interesting is the laws and legislation they are passing for these people in particular, and they're in their courts right now passing these laws quickly on you. With that said, we're going to listen to a little bit of what they have to say and then respond to that.
In Del Rio, Border Patrol agents, other federal agents, and local law enforcement all overwhelmed by the thousands of migrants from Haiti that are seeking entry into the U.S. and seeking a better life.
And you can see right there's a weir dam out my right side, and they're just going back and forth to Mexico.
This is what the situation looks like from up above. Thousands of people carrying food, water, and ice to what has now become a tent city. 12,500 Haitian immigrants camped out at the U.S.-Mexico border just outside of Del Rio.
You're gonna have to start turning around.
The situation forcing Homeland Security officials to shut down the Del Rio International Bridge and border crossing. The Del Rio mayor declaring a local disaster declaration.
This is no longer sustainable, acceptable. What's happening now in real time is the migrants are getting agitated. The Border Patrol can't keep up with feeding. During lunchtime, the facilities, the quality of life, the standard of living is all being stretched beyond its capabilities.
So we're going to move on to the no-fly zone.
We just learned that the FAA has put out a temporary flight restriction, a TFR, in the area immediately around the port of entry where that bridge is. What does that mean? It means our drone can no longer fly and show those images. It's a 2-week TFR, and according to the FAA, it's for special security reasons. We've reached out to the FAA to get a little clarification on what the heck that means. The timing on this, the location, a little bit curious. I just want to point out, Fox News has been at the border for the better part of 7 months now. We've been using the drone the entire time. It's never been an issue. All of a sudden, the last 24 hours, we start showing these images at this bridge, and a TFR goes up. We can no longer fly.
So they no longer want you putting out images, right? Let's keep it going.
And is blasting the Biden administration for not closing 6 points of entry along the Texas-Mexico border that the governor tried to seal off.
These funds are needed because the Biden administration's open border policies have opened the floodgates to illegal immigration, to crime, to human trafficking, to drug smuggling. These funds will help the Texas Department of Public Safety arrest more people at the border. They will help the National Guard to secure the Texas border. They will increase funding to build the border wall.
Build the border wall, huh? Increase funding. So they're passing these laws, right, and regulations They're restricting air, FFA air flights, and also they are saying that they can no longer accommodate these numbers. That spells for a disaster. And so, all of us now are waiting and seeing what's going to happen to these Hebrew Israelites, and that's what they are, or descendants of slaves that came from 4 different countries, right? We're going to see exactly how this plays out. They can do what they usually do, kill the people and the children and sacrifice them to their gods. That's what they usually do. All of the Haitian immigrants, they fly them back to Haitian. Before they was like that, we're just gonna drop you off in this country and leave you. So they drop them off in one location and just leave them there. Right now, in this situation, in this time and moment, with the Most High God and the Gentiles now receiving the curses, I love to see what happens. Is God gonna do something, with this situation? Or will they be allowed to do what they always been doing, as the Bible says, trampling you underfoot? This is Rap the News, and we're gonna be keeping an eye on this situation.